Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to my channel. Laura Daniels here. You know, I love using color, paper, and ink to tell my ordinary story, and I love to bring it to life even more when I start to add journaling and some photos and just that little bit of titch of whimsy. I'm excited to have you here because I am going to begin a new series on my YouTube channel using the Heidi Swapp Stop the Blur notebook, some of her supplies, but then I'm basically going to be using the majority of my stash. And I think we can all look into our own closets and realize we have a whole bunch of stash, papers and ribbons and ephemera and all that stuff. So that's what I'll be using. So each week is going to look a little different. Today I wanted to give you a little glimpse into what my weeklies look like, because in the series I'm going to show my thought process on how I bring the photos and the journaling and the papers and the ephemera together, and then I'm going to show you the completed weeks. You know, some things that I like to record are those silly everyday moments. It could be a this day in history, family adventures that, you know, my family is taking in other states. I'm not necessarily with them. It could also be the current book I'm reading, a day at the movies. It could be a text message chain between me and family members, a phone call script, a photo of a spread that I posted on Instagram, or a YouTube video that was really successful and I want to document that. It could be travels that my husband and I go on. It could be the newspaper. It could be a news headline. Whatever paints the picture of what my week looked like at that period of time. I have found myself that I need to have a rhythm with this. I need to have a routine. Otherwise, I get to the point where I'm going to set up my week, and since I don't have the photos printed, if I don't have journal notes about that week, I don't even get started. So these are some tips that I wanted to share with you before we get started on this series that I'm beginning. Number one, like I said, have a routine. Each Sunday, I clean out all the photos on my phone. I get rid of the ones that don't mean anything. I get rid of the ones that are blurry. It's just not good quality photo. And then at the end of the week, I also use an app where I create my collage photo spreads for Stop the Blur, and I will upload them onto Snapfish. Now, you can always print yours individually, but I wait till the end of the month, and that's when I will send them off to be printed. So I'm always doing last month about a month and a half later, something like that. I also keep a written journal that I wanted to show you right here, so that each day, like when I get to the week that I am going to journal and use my photos and stop the blur, I will literally pull up the week. I'll have the weather listed, birthdays listed, whatever the news headline was, personal tasks that I've completed, and then a diary of me and family and what's been going on in our lives. Because sometimes, you know, my son will share photos of my granddaughter. And if I don't write down what day those photos were, then when I go to log it in my Stop the Blur journal, I'm not going to know even what week to put the photos in. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing that I do, and I wanted to show you an example. I have these envelopes. This is a collection of photos that I collaged so that it is easier for me just to cut them and put them into the week that I'm going to be journaling, right? And this is actually a screenshot of a Facebook post, which makes it so much easier, okay? And then here, these are just, I'm not even sure what that is, maybe a 2x2. And then I can just cut them and I can do them horizontally across right here. And see, these are other Facebook posts. But I also include in each envelope with the printed photos each day and what happened on the day, so that when I go to put together the week, I don't necessarily, if everything happened on Monday, I have to keep it right up there. It just pretty much shows what happened during the week. But I try to keep it a little close to, is it on this side of the page or this side of the page? You know, the last thing I want to say before I get started is it's so important when you do a project like this to make it work for you. You're not trying to impress people on Instagram or YouTube. You're trying to document your life so that when you look back next year, when you look back 2 years from now, you'll be able to look through it and go, oh my gosh, you know what? My life is pretty awesome. Look at the fun we had. That's the purpose of it for you. It's not for anybody else. I hope that you will join me when I start this series. If you enjoyed this video and it gave you some tips, be sure to leave a message in the message spot below. Share with me any questions you may have, something you'd like to see in my videos. And you know what? Until I see you again here on YouTube land, have an incredible day and be blessed. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.